Page 23, skipping with checkers. This is the same thing we just did on page 22, except this is for the left hand. And these words and all on these pages, I'm kind of skipping those. I'm covering the things that I think are important. Of course, these words, the author of the book thinks is important, or they wouldn't be there, but I'll leave that up to your teacher to cover whatever you want to cover. The thing I might point out here is they say something as your daily warm-up. Use something as a warm-up. At this level, in my opinion, you don't need to warm up. Just sit down and start at it. The only benefit I see of warming up at this point is it gives you something to do to practice longer. I don't know about if that helps or not. I'm not one to saying the more practice you get, the better you get. There's more to it than that. But it helps to get your mind set. Now, you forget the world. Forget everything going on. You're focusing on what's in front of you. And this warm-up can help you get into the frame of mind to practice. Otherwise, I don't think you need to warm up at this level. When you get into advanced music and you're going all crazy everywhere, you need to warm up the joints and fingers and all. Absolutely. It does make a difference there. But not at this level. Anyway, checkers. Let's look it over. It's 2 lines long. Bass clef. It is for the left hand. 4/4 time signature. We got quarter notes and whole notes, and we're going to start with middle C again. And we're going to go down the keyboard. All the way down to C. And end there. Yeah. So it's the same thing. I'm just rotating the hand, move the thumb. Do, 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 do. And the note at the bottom, you use 2 and 4. I think you should also use 3 and 5. They're a little awkward, but it's important to use the awkward fingers. 3, 4, and 5. The more you use them, the less awkward they get. So use them. Don't shy away from them. In other words, we don't favor fingers very often. Sometimes you have to get the job done. But otherwise, we don't want to favor one finger over another. Any finger should be able to do it, in theory. So I got the quarter notes and the whole notes and all, and then the dynamic is MF again, mezzo forte, sort of loud, and brightly again, be brightly and however fast you're playing it, I guess. I don't know. And there's something I want to point out, and this gets kind of boring when you're doing the same thing. You think, are we done yet? I don't want to do all of this. But there's another benefit of doing it all, other than getting bored. And that is, remember when you're putting your hands on the keyboard, you want your wrist to remain straight. Don't turn it this way or this way. Keep them straight. And that means wherever you are on the keyboard, your hand is going to be at a different angle, depending on where it is. That feels different when you play them. So when you're here, you're feeling here, but when you're down here, your hand is this angle. It's not the same angle. That's important that you get accustomed to that feel of the difference between playing this feeling and this feeling. Because your hand is not in the same position. And that's the same thing here. I'm here. Up here it's different. The hand is in a different angle to the keyboard, and that feels different. And that's something we need to get accustomed to. So by all means, do this all the way up and down an octave, whatever it is, for the benefit of that, if for nothing else, no other reason. Let's play this together like we did before, just to check the notes and rhythms and all. I'll give us 4 counts. We're going to go all the way down to C. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4,